up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the World Wrestling Talk podcast. Of course, the bell is ringing, and I am Chris Walker here to talk to you about what's going on in wrestling. But man, oh man, do we have a big group of people to talk about wrestling today. Of course, we're starting off with the host of the Comic Cave podcast, our resident caveman. What's going on, Chris Temez?
What's going on, everyone? This is Chris Temez from Comic Cave. What's going on? Thank you for having me on World Wrestling Talk, Chris Walker. We have an awesome dais of people here. We even have someone, a special guest here. What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
You guys got to get into it.
Come on.
First off, let's go around the room. We have some potential hosts for Podnation. Of course, you guys remember Xavier, who's a constant here on the World Wrestling Talk podcast. Well, some guys who hopefully will be working with him, Akil and Matthew. What's going on, guys?
How you doing? Yes, this is Akil Williams talking. Yes, me and Matthew Enrique right here. Easy, we like to call him.
Easy.
I like to. First of all, I want to thank y'all for letting us on.
Of course.
World Wrestling Talk.
And you guys might be a Podnation sports show. Who knows?
Yeah,
maybe coming soon.
Real soon. Hopefully, fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Coming real soon.
Yeah. Sports is my passion, but wrestling. I love wrestling. Anything I can get my hands on.
Hey, sports and wrestling go together, but besides you guys, we've got one of the guys who, when we first started drafting up the World Wrestling Talk podcast, he has been in the mind as one of the hosts this entire time. My friend, you'll know him as the Negative Nancy, the critic of the show, Torin Moriarty. What's up, man?
Nothing much. Ready to talk about wrestling and, of course, criticize what the WWE is calling great talent, but really trash.
Okay, that's a shot at John Cena. But, guys, we have a special guest for you guys, someone who I went to high school with. And this kid, guys, I knew he loved wrestling. I did not think he would pursue it, but oh man, have I been surprised at the things he has done. I'm talking about the Blacknificent one, Luther Black. What's up, man?
How you guys doing? Thank you, Brother Walker, for having me here today. Thank you guys for bringing me in to voice my opinion of what's been going on in my world, as I like to call it.
That's right. We got to give more appreciation to the indie wrestlers,
Yep.
Before we move on, Luther, I want to talk a little about you and what you've been doing. What's going on in your world, Luther? What kind of matches? What's up?
Well, Chris, you'll like this one. Earlier this month, I had a match against a guy named Fast Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Fast Eddie is legally blind. He can only see out the corner of his eyes.
Oh my goodness.
Joke, this is no game. I am so serious. We had the best match of the night.
Really?
Yes. Had they never would have told me he was blind, I never would have known.
Oh man, great competition. And what I'm finding is, and Torin, I know you believe this firmly, the indie wrestlers and the indie promotions have some great matches.
That's quite true. And the thing is, when I talk about indies, I'm usually enjoying how the characters are fresh and brand new. And as we talk about WWE, I always tell you that WWE isn't bring up new talent at all. Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, big names, they kind of brought themselves up.
Of course, you're going to mention CM Punk. You're right. You're right, and I think we need to do this. What do you guys think about the use of talent in WWE and what's going on?
This is why I like to chime in on different things with the WWE, because I kind of lost the love I had for it around, like to say, 04, 05, because I was always big in the Attitude Era.
Of course.
I think everybody that's a wrestling fan always grew up in the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
And my guy was The Rock. The Rock, Stone, everybody. And I feel like the talent now in wrestling, it kind of died out. Even not only that with the talent, but I say the storylines, the writers as well. I always feel like it's going downhill, and it's not the same no more. You starting to look at it, I'm like, okay, I can see like in a few years, or maybe even like 2 or 3 years, that it's gonna look like TNA as far as like people, like I just feel that's
an insult, man.
But like my point is, like, Vince McMahon, the $1 billion owner himself, like, to me, for wrestling, to me, the storylines, they're just becoming one word, and I believe predictable.
Yeah.
Like, we know because, like, in the Attitude Era, you, like, basically you not knowing what's gonna happen. Like, I could say St. Valentine's Day Massacre, we didn't know that the Big Show was coming.
Yeah.
But nowadays, people is coming.
The Giant.
You see people. Paul White.
He was Paul White back then.
He was Paul White. So you see nowadays, you got people taking pictures on Instagram. Like, I think one day I seen a picture on Instagram of Chris Jericho coming back, and everybody knew that he was coming back, because the thing I'm not understanding is fans already have signs for people How you know they gonna
Yeah.
show
Well, no,
up?
that's already happened because back in the Attitude Era, I grew up pre-Attitude Era. I grew up like
Golden
when
age,
Doink the Clown.
Grandpa.
Yeah, exactly. I grew up. That's when Doink the Clown and Bobby the Brain Heenan was dancing Tutti Frutti and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So I grew up in that era. But that sign stuff has been around. I remember watching Raw's War or the War Zone back then, and you would see a Shane McMahon sign or something, and he wasn't even there. But then he would show up at the end of the night, so you would see that sign in the crowd. As for the storyline, I mean, it's the writers. You're trying to take a barbaric sport and doll it up nice for cancer, for awareness, and for all this stuff. And it's wrestling. At the end of the day, it's wrestling. That's wrestling.
Exactly.
There's not going to be niceness about it. You're going to have to interact. And I agree with you. Maybe in 5 to 10 years, it'll be just like TNA, where it'll be just dumb, and it'll
Stop
be.
insulting my
I
company
don't
like
think
this.
it's
Well.
gonna be dumbed down to the TNA level because to me TNA they're just losing money.
Unless,
Because I think
yeah.
Yeah, but Vince McMahon, he's just a smart enough businessman because I always remembered. I think I watched one podcast. I think Eric Bischoff stated, Kevin Nash stated that Eric Bischoff said that he's going to try to run Vince McMahon out of business. And he looked at him, he said, Vince will never go out of business.
Yeah.
So, I just feel like.
Here's what I have to say about the talent. You guys got to remember that a lot of these guys are second, third, and fourth, fifth, sixth generation wrestlers. Some of these guys have no talent, but just because of who their parents were or who their grandparents were, they get a spot. Now, pay attention to who they're bringing in, like the Daniel Bryans and the CM Punks. And now as you look
Kevin
closer
Owens.
and closer and closer, Kevin Owens, they're starting to bring in more indie wrestlers that have no family history of wrestling.
But you can say that, but honestly, for the most part, in my opinion, most of the third generation, everybody, I think it's really worked out. If you take a look at Randy Orton, great competitor. The Rock, you could take the Usos are a good tag team.
Cody.
So Cody Rhodes and Goldberg.
Ted DiBiase Jr.
Exactly. So to me, it's good because most of them, their passion comes from what they watch. So that's why I feel like that kind of helps. So you could say that, but at the same time, I feel like their passion started at an earlier age.
Yeah.
Well, but that can be for anybody, though, right? I mean, Tony, you were loving wrestling. I don't think you're a third-generation wrestler. You never told me.
No.
But you were loving wrestling.
Booker T's illegitimate child.
Young, man, and it's... And so it's kind of how it goes. I mean, it doesn't... I think it's good to grow up watching it, and seeing and being in that atmosphere, that helps. But, man, if you have the drive for it, and if you want to succeed, you're going to go. That's how it works, right?
Yep.
I think, well, because, and sir over here, the indie wrestler, he... And I hope whenever you become on top, and I hope you can join us back on World Wrestling Talk, you see indie wrestlers like Kevin Owens and Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. I love CM Punk.
Get out of here.
You see all those indie wrestlers, but when you make it, you hear stories of when you make it to WWE, everything you learn is just taken away because it's no longer. You don't need to be brutal. You don't need to be. Everything is done for you. I think there was an interview where a wrestler was at WCW. I think it was a Big Show, Paul White. Every WCW didn't know anything. They didn't know how to produce a show. They would rewrite everything 10 minutes before the show. And when you got to WWE, everything was drawn out for you. Chris Jericho said the same thing. Everything was just, this is how everything should run. So the indie wrestlers, you gotta strive, you gotta work hard, and you have to do all that stuff. But once you get to that top level, it's you know what? You're, instead of thinking of stuff to do, you're pretty much told what to do. Let's say you come in with a character that has a really bad finisher. It looks really bad. Kids do it. They mimic what's on TV.
The curb stomp.
Yeah, and WWE's that's not going to happen anymore. So how would you feel as an independent wrestler that you worked all your life to become to the top, and they say, yeah, you can't be what you want to be?
We're trained for it.
Trained for
we
it.
know that it's coming simply because WWE wants to keep the people that they have on top and the people that they're going to put on top in that spot. So, if a guy like Kevin Owens comes in and he does everything, because he has not done everything he's done on the indie level. If he is to do everything he's done on the indie level, he's already has a big name. People know who he is. Once he starts going back to doing package power drivers and things of that nature, whoever's on top, nobody's going to care about because they're going to want to see him make it. Whether he's a good guy, bad guy, heel or face, they don't care.
And if you ever get to see Kevin Dunn, just punch him in the fucking face, please. I'm sorry.
You know, that's a great perspective. I wanna get you guys' perspective on something else. Okay, on World Wrestling Talk, we always start off with kind of our bests. We talk about our top this, our top that. Last episode was our top WWE champions in history. So don't look at me like that, Torin. Anyway, so
It's Brock Lesnar.
oh, we're not doing that. So now
443 days.
Oh my gosh. Come on,
He
guys.
held- okay.
That was last episode. So now we're going to talk about our top cruiserweight of all time.
That would be me.
Oh, of course, Luther. It has to be Luther Black. Hey, me and Chris watched one of his matches yesterday.
Yeah, it was really good.
First of all, he came in a fire truck. Okay,
Yeah, how
that's
did you
awesome.
do all that? Like, how did you talk?
Well, see, in Eustis, Texas, basically Dallas,
Yeah.
there's a company called NTWA, and they run in a fire station. And we did a charity event, so they had a fire truck with a cherry picker on it and go, "You're coming out on that tonight."
Oh, wow.
I go, "Awesome."
Oh, so they told you to do. You didn't ask for it.
Yeah, no, I did not.
Oh,
ask for
okay,
it.
okay.
But what I did say is, "Can I use it?"
Yeah.
So yeah, at the pretty much end of the match, I jumped from the cherry picker onto a guy by the name of Gigolo James. The man is awesome. The man is great. Much respect for him, and I got the 1, 2, 3.
Cool.
Hey, if you guys haven't got a chance to see that, I'm going to put the link down below. Awesome match. Luther does an awesome finish. But, okay, Luther, you know, I can see you being your favorite cruiserweight of all time. Torin, what about you? What's your who is your favorite cruiserweight of all time?
Are we including the X Division?
You know, we might as well, since we include everybody. Let's talk X Division. X Division can be included.
Well, if that's the case, I would have to go with Christopher Daniels, the Fallen Angel.
Okay, I can see that.
Since it's hard because then I think about Kaz and Christopher Daniels have put on some great matches with AJ Styles, and it's kind of hard to decide. But I would have to say Christopher Daniels because he started out, versus AJ Styles, and he grew, became an awesome heel, better than New Day with Bad Influence. I know you guys know about Bad Influence, and they took the world by storm. But of course, they're on Impact, and not a lot of fans know about them.
All right, Chris, what do you got?
Cruiserweight? CM Punk? Does he count?
Oh,
I mean,
he
I'm just
does
saying.
count as a cruiserweight. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
I thought you were gonna go Shane O'Mac.
Shane O'Mac, is he cruiserweight?
Yeah.
Okay, well then you know what, CM Punk, I'm sorry. Shane O'Mac is my pick right now. The Mac Daddy, the prodigal son should return. You know what? I have a story for Night of Champions, but we'll get to that a little bit later.
All right, Akil, what's up?
Oh, well, we talk about cruiserweight. I do agree with you with Shane O'Mac.
Okay, yeah.
Because CM Punk, yeah, he's a cruiserweight, but then I go with Shane O'Mac. I was watching on WWE Network, and I forgot which.
For how much?
$9.99.
Y'all can probably help me out with this. This one he fought Big Show.
Yeah,
Backlash,
whenever he had
Big
to, yeah.
That right? I think that was one right there. Like, okay, I seen one in WrestleMania 17 when the fight against Vince McMahon, and the stunts he was doing was crazy.
Hands
like,
down.
people was. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, okay, Shane McMahon is he's a really good fighter. I wish he would come back, but I doubt he will ever come back. But
Hands down, Kurt Angle versus Shane O'Mac.
yeah,
I mean, you guys are saying Shane McMahon, but to me, he's always been a glorified spot monkey. He just does certain spots, and it's obvious. And I mean, CM Punk, now that I think about it, I might have to say CM Punk
You
the best
can't
in the world.
change your answer.
Hey. CM Punk's the best in the
The
world.
best in the world.
So I might have to change to CM Punk. But Shane, when I look at it, it's kind of like I just don't see it as actually wrestling.
Well, like, see, that's his thing. He's such a good wrestler and such a good character that he made you believe that he was stumbling and stupid and didn't know how to wrestle.
so
Okay, Eugene.
if he's not the greatest in your eye, do you say he's the most entertaining cruiserweight of all time?
I would have to say Jericho. Jericho,
okay.
with the holds, no one will ever forget that.
Yeah.
The 1,000 holds. Now it's 1,004 holds.
Daniel Bryan versus Jericho. That would have been a great match.
Awesome match. All right, Matthew, what do you have? Easy.
I
What
got
do you have?
I got my boy Rey Mysterio.
Ooh.
I have to put him up there because from everything he went from WCW, from being called a vanilla midget to be the world champion. So that's why I think I saw one of the greatest matches I saw in SmackDown history. I vividly remember 03 when he faced Matt Hardy and he returned in his hometown of San Diego. When he won that match, that was one of the best matches I ever seen. It was main event on SmackDown. Matt Hardy versus Rey Mysterio for the Cruiserweight title.
I remember that.
In San Diego. That was a good match. I really enjoyed that match, so that's why I like Rey Mysterio.
You know what, since we're going to talk about favorites, I'm not going to be arrogant and say myself, guys. We're going to talk about a guy who, when I first seen him, I was like, that's who I want to be. 'Cause, you know, I'm only 20, and getting to the wrestling business, you get around a lot of people, and you see a lot of different things. But Petey Williams, the master of the Canadian Destroyer. Oh my goodness, that man there. I've actually used that move twice.
That's the best move, one of the best moves I've ever seen. Like,
Yes.
I think we'll talk about that next episode then. Best finishes or best moves of all time.
that was one of the
Okay.
best moves.
That's kind of hard because, I mean, there's a litany of moves and best holds and stuff that, you know.
All right, we'll go through all of it. In
Okay.
fact, comment that for next week, guys. Or for the next episode, your best finish of all time. We'll share what you comment.
I know the worst finisher now.
What is it?
The Black Sheep's chokehold. What is it called?
Oh, where it's a bear hug kind of.
We don't care what Brown Snowman does.
The worst finisher was Santino Morales.
No,
That Cobra.
get out of here. The Cobra
That-
was the
no,
best
that
thing in the
Cobra.
world.
It was entertaining.
Quick,
I have a question
what's up?
about finishing moves. As I watch Raw, sometimes I don't watch SmackDown no more. I'm gonna be honest, I don't watch
No one
SmackDown.
watches SmackDown.
So watching Raw, and I watch the young cats, the young fellas in the game, and I see these finishers. Do y'all feel like it's repetitive? Do y'all feel like they're running out of moves? 'Cause I'm starting to look
Springboard,
at like
stunner.
Seth Rollins losing the pedigree.
That's because he didn't. They have nothing for him besides, I mean, that Seth Walker. But you know what? Let's save the finisher talk though.
Okay.
Let's save that. But we're gonna keep that question. What do you guys think about the young wrestlers and finishers being kind of repetitive? I get what you're saying there, Akil. But let me tell you guys something. My favorite cruiserweight. Okay, so first off, honorable mention Matt Hardy. Why? Biggest cruiserweight ever. The guy was huge, wrestling for the cruiserweight title.
Fat.
Joe's X division.
Oh my goodness, that is ridiculous. But I gotta go with Matthew on that, and the number one cruiserweight of all time on my list is Rey Mysterio. I have to say, I mean, he, especially in the WWE, he defined cruiserweights for a while. And as you guys know, if you've listened to World Wrestling Talk, he killed a man.
No,
His moves,
no, you know what? No,
Did
we're
not
gonna
kill a
his
guy.
moves
Yeah,
were
we-
killer.
on World Wrestling Talk today, here, right now. We're gonna talk about. He didn't kill a guy.
Oh no, he didn't
I
kill
seen the
guy.
match.
Yeah, I saw the match. The rope killed the guy.
No,
the
you-
ring is a dangerous thing.
I am the
He
table.
had a heart attack.
That's what happened?
Yes.
I thought the rope, I thought he hit the rope
It
on
was
his neck.
backlash.
Yeah, he.
Yeah, it was. I read it was
He had a
whiplash.
heart attack before the match in the locker room, and then he went out. And when the rope hit him, he had another heart attack.
Man.
The plot thickens.
You know, that goes into something. These indie guys or wrestlers in period, you look at guys like Cena or Sting in particular, we're going to talk about this later, who go out in these crazy conditions and who do the match anyway. That's devotion, man. You got to respect that.
Triple H
you
torn a
gotta
quad
respect that.
and still finished the match.
Torrin, you had a point, though, about Matt Hardy or Rey Mysterio?
I was just thinking that we're saying Rey Mysterio, but would Eddie also?
I was thinking that as I was speaking. Eddie was a cruiserweight. Eddie was never a cruiserweight champion. And wait, did he win one like in WCW or something?
See, that's why I'm questioning.
No, but Eddie, I just don't like. I like Eddie. I'm a big Eddie Guerrero fan, but as in cruiserweight, like you just don't see as great as matches with the cruiserweights with Eddie Guerrero.
Well-
Mysterio, except with that Rey Mysterio all 5 robbery year, that was off top. That
Oh
was
my
one of the best
gosh.
rivalries
I'm going to take your son, boy. Like-
Exactly. That's one of the best rivalries. Like that was main event status. But like you just don't remember as much as you know what I'm saying. Like the matches with the high quality cruiserweights.
Well, that's because WCW and WWE didn't want it to be about their cruiserweights. They
Exactly.
wanted
Right.
it to be about their monsters because Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko,
Yeah, and Perry Saturn.
There you
I
go.
forgot about Dean Malenko.
those
Dean Malenko's pretty good,
guys
yeah.
made the cruiserweight division. Those guys, Jushin Thunder and Liger. Oh my God, those guys.
Ultimo
They made
Dragon.
it.
Can't forget
Yes.
Ultimo.
Blue Demon Jr.
What about Sabu?
Sabu.
We're talking about ECW
So
now.
you want to say RVD?
Yeah, you got-
Is RVD a cruiserweight?
I mean RVD,
Yeah, RVD
I mean,
is
if
a
Matt
cruiserweight.
Hardy counts as a cruiserweight, anybody's a
I like-
cruiserweight.
Tommy Dreamer.
The Big Show,
But
Ali.
I like Tajiri.
Everybody wants some head. I mean,
Tajiri,
Al Snow.
spitting in people's eyes, guys. Tajiri was. Hey, what about one of the recent cruiserweights who's come back and shown that cruiserweight still got it? Jamie Noble. What about him?
Ooh, no, I don't like
No,
the way they put
no.
it in. Like
Can we
James-
call Sami Zayn?
Sami Zayn counts as a cruiserweight, I believe.
I like,
Wait, did he
Yeah.
win a cruiserweight title?
Who? Jamie
I mean,
Noble?
on the
Sammy.
on the indie level.
I mean, are we going to say that counts? Because you know how titles have changed just recently with only there being one world
Yeah.
title. So does indie count in this discussion, or?
Honestly, yeah, they count as talented wrestlers. I mean, they're great cruiserweights.
I mean, this is what you go through to get there.
Same as indies come back.
Besides WWE's developmental system, you know, you have to come up through the indies being trained by some of the past and the present, you know, and then once you get there, you got it.
Well, can I ask you a question? Because I was wondering about this. Did you come up with backyard
No,
wrestling? or
oh
did you-
God, no, please, no.
I mean, how do you feel
No,
about
no,
that?
no. I just want them to go get real training. Get real training.
Well, that's where CM Punk
get
started.
out of people's backyards.
It's a lot more dangerous.
Punk went and got real training though.
That's true, yeah.
And you know, you have to. Okay, wrestling evolves with the crowd. You know, back then when Punk started, backyard wrestling was the stuff. I mean, you had games made for backyard wrestling.
Yeah, I remember that.
So you know, but no, God, no, it's so horrible. It is so. But I mean, some indie wrestlers are horrible too. I'm not gonna say any names or any companies, but it's a bunch of. Okay, there's a Facebook page called Flea Market Wrestling or World Wrestling, something like that.
World Wrestling Talk.
I'll find it and I'll put the link in.
Yeah.
And then you can see for yourself how some of these matches are just horrible. You know, I came up behind the name of Tugboat Taylor, not WWE's Tugboat Taylor, GWF's Tugboat Taylor, you know, from the Coliseum days. And, you know, Chaz Taylor was my trainer. Now I'm being trained by a guy who was working with WCW's training program. He goes by the name of Big Rig. You know, so I get real training. I'm slowly going to make my way towards books.
Going off topic here for a little bit. Indie wrestler, awesomeness, and I respect that. How far would you go to put your body on the line?
I've taken fireballs to the face.
Uh-huh.
Oh my
I've
goodness.
jumped off of
Like, would you take a chair to the head?
I've been hit with chairs.
Would you be cut? You know.
I've been busted open. I've
That's
busted my
craziness.
lip open. I've busted other guys' lip open. I mean, this is what it is. You see,
Terry
when
Funk.
people get to WWE, they get kind of lazy because the fans aren't as close and they don't have to focus on them.
Yeah.
They can just focus on what they need to do. In indie wrestling, you have some promotions where the fans are literally can put their hands on the ring. So everything you do has to count. If it does not count, these fans, they're still kind of off,
Yeah.
but they know. You know, if I throw a punch and it doesn't connect, the guy in the third row will see it. And if the guy in the third row can see it, then I'm pretty sure the guy in the 10th row saw
They're
it
gonna
too.
boo.
And they're
boo.
going to call me out on it.
Yeah.
Will you be on Botchamania?
I think I've made it there. I'm not going to lie. I think I've been on Botchmania. I hope I don't get on Botchmania. I think I'm on there, though.
I
But
just
if I'm
hope
not,
you
I
don't.
just hope I don't.
I just hope you don't end up in one of these Facebook videos that we laugh about where adults are beating up kids or getting beat up by kids or wrestling dolls. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break for some Pod Nation identification, and we will be right back with the World Wrestling Talk podcast brought to you by Pod Nation.
What up, everyone? This is Andy from Game Grok. If you guys are into comics, movies, and other nerdy pursuits, at the Pod Nation label, we have a show called Comic Cave with my good friends Chris and Russ. Check it out for your fill of comics and comic-related news. Links can be found down below.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the World Wrestling Talk podcast brought to you by Pod Nation. I am Chris Walker, and I'm here with a huge host of amazing people. Starting from right to left, we got Matthew Akil, Chris Temez, Torrin Moriarty, and the Blacknificent one, Luther Black. I hope you guys are enjoying being here right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's better than WWE.
Oh, my goodness, Torrin.
It's nothing better to do.
This guy's crucial.
Nothing better to do. All right, so we're gonna go into some wrestling news. First off, some sad news coming out of this week recently. Kurt Angle's brother arrested. You know, anytime I hear the Angle name in the news, guys, it's nothing positive. It's bad news. Either he's injured, he's gonna quit, he can't come back, Kurt Angle's done. You know, now we have this bad publicity coming out of his family. What do you guys think about that? It's sad that the brother's wife is dead. Someone's dead in this. I just think Kurt Angle, his name is just gone.
No, it's not done. It was his brother, and you know, it's just like, you know, those Kurt Angle had nothing to do with it, so I don't think his name is done.
I mean, Kofi
I don't think
Kingston's
he's going to be in
family's-
WWE anytime soon.
Never.
So, yeah.
Kofi Kingston's family is not allowed to be on TV anymore. Did y'all know that?
Why is that?
Because remember when he first came out, his family was his whole
Jamaican?
gimmick was he's from Jamaica. Then his mom got on TV. He's like, he's not from Jamaica. He's from Africa. Kofi's like, no, Mama, you're not allowed on TV anymore.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
But didn't they correct that with Triple H saying, "Hey, I thought you were Jamaican"?
It was Shawn Michaels, and no, they were just like, "Where's your accent?" And that was it. It was a joke. It was a terrible moment, but sad thing.
Was
Sad
it new
thing,
DX or old DX?
It was Triple H. I mean, it was Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Shut up, Torrin. All right, but yeah, sad event coming out of that family. You know, I feel like these kind of events affect wrestlers. In-ring performance-wise, Kurt Angle's got a lot on his plate now. You know, he's got to deal with his brother potentially going to prison.
Future Hall of Famer.
Future Hall of Famer. You know.
But isn't his contract almost up with Impact anyway? I mean, I know the wife is dead, but I don't think it's going to affect his performance anytime soon.
I don't
Well,
think
he
he's
still
gonna be
wrestles
performing.
for other promotions, but you know, he's gonna ask for time off because he's gonna come somewhere and the paparazzi is gonna be there and they're gonna try to drown him with all these questions that really he shouldn't have to answer. They shouldn't be asking him.
Kurt, do
He
you
needs
drink
to let him
Tang?
Do what he needs to be, what needs to be done.
Anybody? Do you guys have any other thoughts on that, or?
And it's unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? You know, Kurt Angle is one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen. He's one of the best wrestlers of all time. I think we all can agree with that. But you know,
You're talking like he's dying.
no, but man, but I'm just saying, in this case, you know, I have a brother, so you know, if he did a crime that horrific, I know it'll take a toll on me. It probably will take a toll on me, but hopefully we'll see him back in the wrestling ring and what he does best, wrestling.
That's right. I think that's what we, you know, in any of these things, we got to remember it's all about, well, for us, it's about wrestling. Again, it's about the loss of a life, but, you know, since we're talking about Kurt Angle, that means we're talking about old people. And let's move on to another old person, Sting. How, Sting and these injuries. This match, first of all, Sting comes back. He loses to Triple H in his first match. Now all of a sudden he's the number one contender. And then next thing you know, in the match apparently he just got tore up in that match.
I mean,
with
I
Seth
saw, I
Rollins.
was there, and I talked about this on World Wrestling Talk fan page on Facebook. Go check it out. Links down below. I don't like how they're doing his story. I mean, they're burying him. They made him lose that WrestleMania against Triple H. I think he won against somebody, and now he's losing. He lost against Seth Rollins. So they're just. I feel like it's McMahon, you know, the last of the remnants of WCW, where I don't know if you guys remember that whole WWE invasion angle where they just buried everyone who came from WCW because it was like, you tried to kill my company, you tried to do all this shit, now you're gonna like lay down and win for my guys. And I think Sting was just the last of that. And so now they're just somebody commented on World Wrestling Talk saying, I think it was Tristan, Ice Cold Tristan, was saying he's there just to be a guy, a company guy.
We miss you, Ice. We miss you.
Yeah, he's just there to put guys over, just like Ric Flair and everything. He's just there to, you know, lay down. But
Enhancement talent.
I think that's bullshit. I mean, it's Sting. You have to keep what's great about Sting that we knew from WCW. You have to keep that up, not just like, oh, he's in WWE now, so we're just gonna treat his character like shit.
I mean, I have to agree with what the person on World Wrestling Talk said. Sting is too old to, you know, put on high matches constantly. Now he could have a Brock Lesnar type talent. I mean, a contract, but he's no Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And when I see Sting in the ring, I'm always praying that, you know, he doesn't get seriously hurt. Like, look at Taker. Taker had one match after a year, and what happened?
We're going to talk about
collapsed.
Taker.
But I'm saying, like, Sting is that guy that, you know, you see Ric Flair. You know, Ric Flair's not going to win, but he's going to deliver like a 4 maybe 5-star match. So I think
Is he, though?
Smack him.
Is he really, though?
No.
we're not including Impact. We'll just remember the last Shawn
I
Michaels
don't
versus
watch
Flair.
Impact.
But I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
that's what I'm thinking.
the match with Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair at WrestleMania was a 5-star match.
Yeah.
So I can see that with Sting, but Sting needs to win matches of quality, though.
Exactly. Like, and the thing of what I'm really getting tired of, really for me, is Triple H really just burying these WCW guys, because I'm looking back. If you see 03, how many WCW guys he buried?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know they're not going to let him win against Sting. Like, I was pretty sure, like, Sting is going to beat Triple H. and especially how the NWO and DX come out and he still lost. Like they're disrespecting Sting. Like this
They're
man,
disrespecting the
Triple
legacy.
H, I just feel like they're disrespecting Sting, and Sting he's better than that, and that's what I'm saying.
He's a
Like,
legend.
and the thing about it is, I remember the interview that Sting said, like, I want to come to WWE. Well, I don't want to go to WWE because I don't want the way I want to be used, and the way he's being used. So I'm guessing WWE has a big plan for Sting, because the way I see it, your first match is against Triple H at WrestleMania, the biggest stage of them all. You lose, and then your next match is for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and then you lose. So really, I feel like the WWE is kind of tarnishing Sting's legacy.
Well, not only did he lose the match at Mania, that match was so early up on the card that the sun was still shining. I mean, how is it going to be a great match with the sun? I know. Go on, tell me about WrestleMania. Tony, Luther, you had a point.
See, with Sting and the WCW guys, you have to remember the guys that did come from WCW. Look what happened with them. Yeah, they got buried, they got squashed. I'm a rookie in the business. I get buried, I get squashed, but now I have a tag team title match coming up this weekend. I have a title match for NTWA. I've been the USWX Internet Champion. Title matches come and go, but you have to go through things before you get there. And see, with Sting, what they're doing is that they're bringing them down, they're bringing them down, they're bringing them down. So when his moment does arrive,
They're building up his story.
it's going to be fantastic.
I understand
That's
that,
the Roman Reigns thing too.
the greatest thing in the world.
But I understand that. But can't you say that Sting earned the right to be at the top after everything he's done for the business?
Not
like,
WWE.
Like, I don't, not WWE, but worldwide, without WWE, Sting has always been known as one of the greatest of all time. He doesn't. To me, Sting, he never needed WWE to justify how great he is. So like, I'm just saying, like, he doesn't. To me, what they're doing, he doesn't deserve that, because I feel like if it was another top talent, like you saw when Goldberg came in 03, he automatically beat The Rock at Backlash.
That is true, yeah.
So I'm just saying, like.
But then look at what happened with Berg.
Yeah, I saw what happened.
Then again, he was a difficult person to work with.
Exactly.
Exactly.
They gave him a world title reign, and then he lost it, and then his last match was against Brock Lesnar, which was not a good match. Yeah, so like, but I'm just saying, like, Sting just deserves better, because I feel like Sting is gonna stay in the long haul more than Goldberg. Goldberg only stayed for a year. Sting can possibly stay 2 or 3 years.
Nah, not at 56.
Well, maybe two. Okay, maybe 2.
Torn, you got a point?
Well, I'm saying, when we look at Sting, it's kind of like what Ric Flair did with Sting. Sting's coming to help, the man of the future, Seth. He's trying to help WWE, progress, because, like I said earlier, WWE isn't producing talent to where you could believe. Like Kevin Owens versus John Cena. Out of that feud, what happened to Kevin Owens? He kind of just disappeared.
Well, Torrin, I hate to interrupt, but you and I have had this conversation a lot, and the question with Kevin Owens is, it's not, it's where do you go after you fight at the top? When you fight the guy at the top, you can only go down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They need to develop more talent. You have Sting, like they were saying.
Make it more of a ladder.
Yeah, that guy, if he pushes Seth, now you can say, well, Seth can be a main eventer even without the title, and Kevin Owens could feud with him. Because Daniel Bryan and Punk are gone, it's kind of like Cena. You'll face Antonio. But who's Antonio for real?
Where's Jack Swagger?
Exactly.
Where's Damien
Swagger, the
But
fucking list.
I understand that. I like that point as well. But for me, Sting, I feel like he should have won Sunday night. I believe he should have won, because that's been the title that has eluded him for like 20 plus years.
Now that was
so he deserved at least one title reign. I'm not saying that drop the title a month later. You could even drop the title 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
But give him one title.
Drop it the same night.
Yeah, I feel watching that fight. First of all, I didn't like the storyline. Like, how I don't like the storyline built up to what Sting is doing, and I don't have a problem with him losing at Night of Champions, because if you want him to win a championship, make it at a higher pay-per-view like a WrestleMania, anything like that. I don't feel him winning at Night of Champions was a good thing, because I was like, okay, because I feel like the whole thing with Sting, I think every fan got the Rock and Cena dream match. The next fight up was Sting and Undertaker. Now they messed that up. Now it's like, okay, what we gonna do with Sting? Undertaker lost to Brock Lesnar. Now he's not undefeated. So with Sting, okay, lose against Triple H, which I think he should have really won. Like, I don't know what was going on with that. And then losing to Seth Rollins, I think that injury has to play a part in that as well. Because when I first seen the injury, I'm like, okay, it did kind of look bad when he threw Sting to the turnbuckle. Like his neck kind of snapped a little bit. Chris, you was there, so
Yeah, I was there, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, okay, it was kind of serious, but then they saw the doctor. I'm like, man, this looking pretty bad. So if he would have won, I was like, yeah, but he got the title, but what next?
I don't know what they, going back to the Night of Champions, I was there. I don't know what they showed, but that pause in that match felt like forever. I don't know if they like shortened it on TV, but it was at least going off like 5 to 6, 7 minutes. They stopped that match. Like, I don't know if they cut it differently on TV, but yeah, I haven't seen Night of Champions yet, but on the World Wrestling Network. But yeah, they stopped everything, and it was so like drawn out that Seth Rollins like got out of the ring and started walking around the ring. Like, they stopped it, and I was like, okay, so
watching it, it was more. They showed the replay.
Yeah.
And then they showed him trying to swing, but like when he swung, you're like, oh, he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Almost, and then the doctor came in. I think some people in your mind. Did you think it was fake, or do you think it was a real?
I mean,
seeing a WWE doctor
they even did
come in,
the ref, you know, when they cross the hands like this. They even did that. I don't know if they showed that on TV, but they did that.
The camera guys know when the ref's hands move even close to that to move that camera out.
Yeah, but they did that, and the doctor was like somewhere else, and he jumped up and he ran into the ring, and he was like, you know, and they like it was stopped pretty long. I was like, okay.
Well, WWE is taking the blame for that because the match was choreographed to have high risk spots.
And that's another thing I want to bring up, like a small little note. Why are we having old guys facing new guys? Why can't we just have the old guys face the old guys, like Triple H versus The Rock?
But you can't do that event. I think it has to be at one of the core 4 pay-per-views.
And the match would be too slow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, why would you put in like a young puppy with a damn old dog?
Seth is no Brock Lesnar.
Okay, on the indie level, you know, there's still a bunch of guys that wrestle. You have Hurricane still wrestles.
Yeah.
Really?
You have Snitsky still wrestles. We actually did an event where Alberto Del Rio was supposed to show up, but he didn't make it. So Snitsky
We thought
took
he was
his
dead.
place.
But those guys are like still in their prime. Like, you have Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. Like, god damn.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
They're
not
they've
in
done
their
it
50s
before.
yet.
But
So,
you have to think though that again that we don't have talent to put other talent over besides Cena, and Cena can only face so many people. So if you have
right.
Sting take the L, it's like, okay, Seth really is the future.
Like, can we have the Dudleys face the New Age Outlaws? I mean, the New Age Outlaws were their story's time. Their time is done. Now the Dudleys are coming in. Like, I don't know why they're having these like old guys against these really new, you know, piss and vinegar young guys.
It's supposed to make the younger guys
like
seem-
me more immortal and stuff like that. But that's just
that's
we're gonna
what
get
it
to a
is.
point where like WWE going to have to stop relying on the Attitude Era wrestlers because
That's
what's
true.
going to happen? They're not going to stay in their prime forever.
get the
So
attitude
when
out.
The Dudleys, Undertaker, Triple H, they're not going to be in their 40s and 50s forever. When they hit 60, they done.
Yeah.
They're not going to look the same.
I don't know.
Well,
Flair-
I mean,
Flair
have
still
you
wants
seen
to bump.
Vince?
Yeah, they still look okay,
That's
but it's going to get to a
some of
point in time
HH is still wrestling.
I think
HH.
you gotta whistle it out. But the thing about it is you say that though, but as long as we don't have the Attitude Era wrestling, they're not wrestling 300 plus days.
Yeah.
They're just wrestling at certain events. So like I think it's always good to bring them back. But like I believe like The Rock, we all know he can still wrestle.
Oh, yeah.
he
He's
can
got
still
it,
wrestle. Triple H, he can still wrestle. Like the Dead Man, maybe not. Not
Well,
as much.
honestly, guys, with the Undertaker, if you pay attention to his workout, okay, the match he lost against Lesnar, and then the match he did against Bray Wyatt, look at the difference. It's all about how much work you put into it. But even though when he got ready for his match with Brock, he was already sick.
Yeah.
He had,
Yeah.
he was sick. He wasn't like, oh my God, sick. It was like, just something that was keeping him from getting to where he wanted to be. But then he had his match with Bray Wyatt, and then you can see the difference. He was bigger. He looked better. He was moving faster than what he was with Brock.
He was scared of
He
Brock.
can still move with Brock. But I mean, when you're sick, you pull, you get like the Michael Jordans and things like that. There, It's
Wrestle
like-
dream match: Brock Lesnar versus Triple H versus The Rock. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Versus the fan who jumped in the ring at
yeah.
Night of Champions.
I
Let's
was
talk
there.
about that. Well, we'll get your experience on Night of Champions, but let's talk about this fan, guys. I know I joke around, especially when there's a mystery partner.
Y'all gonna learn today.
Me and my buddy Jason Esther, who's been on here before, we're always saying, "Oh, I'm the tag team partner," and that'd be funny. They look back, and all of a sudden, my theme song, "I'm albino," da 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 da, starts playing. I come out, and obviously, I get that dub. You know what I'm saying? No, but we can't be doing this nonsense, guys.
Y'all gonna learn today. What happened to the fan?
He has been arrested. He is going to be sued out the wazoo. You putting these,
10 days in jail.
You're putting these wrestlers in danger. You're trespassing. What makes us do this?
Now I don't know what. Okay, so they're obviously throwing the book at this dude, but they really should have threw the book at the guy that came in and tried to stab Dean Ambrose. I mean, that dude had a weapon. This dude just came in. I saw him. He was in the crowd. He made a beat. I was up there. I could see the whole ring and everything. He made a beeline through the crowd, jumped the rail, and came in and got right in front of Rollins' face. And he's like, I don't know what he said, but he
looked pretty cool though.
They took him down. Like I don't know what TV showed, but they rushed up in there and they tackled him and they took him down. They were down there. They took him down.
WWE security isn't intimidating anymore.
They're all guys in suits, right?
They're using, honestly, their security are the people that work for the venues.
Yeah.
True.
They, every now and then, they'll have some of their own security. Every now and then, they'll call a few of the indie guys to play security.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole thing where they, I believe they put Daniel Bryan in handcuffs, and then they go, these guys
and that guy broke the fourth wall.
Officers. All of them were indie wrestlers.
Yeah.
So sometimes they use us as security, but if
those guys that were in the ring, that was security.
Guys, they're not intimidating. That's why the guy who used to do security back in the day, like for the Attitude Era, things like that. That's why he made. They did an interview with him, and he's just dogging them because it's like, if I was there, y'all know that wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
I think 06. I think I saw actually 03. For Brock Lesnar, I think CM Punk was security.
Yeah.
So that's all right.
Well, we're talking real security though. I know for a fact that last time I went to a live event in January, and Roman Reigns, I was talking to one of the Toyota Center employees who was there being security with Roman. Roman spits a lot, but I'm just like, this guy can't stop anybody. Like, you're not security. You're a Toyota Center employee.
I know there's one of those scrawny guy. He's his name's Russell. He's a scrawny security guard. Yeah, he can't take down nobody.
Yeah, I don't think that guy. In fact, maybe he would do better than WWE security.
I don't know. Russell, he's a very skinny little scrawny little punk.
Oh my. So anyway, but Luther, this is for you. Just thinking. I look at these indie events, and you were talking about how it's more close to the fans. Could that be a part of it too? I mean, in indie events, you get to touch the wrestlers, you get to be with the wrestlers, but then you go to the big event, and it's like,
well, you're not supposed to, unless like again, the event we did, it was Tommy Dreamer versus a guy by the name of Lance Hoyt. Tommy Dreamer took Lance over to a kid and told him, give him a chop. But then again, that is what Tommy Dreamer used to do in ECW.
Nice.
And all those days. So, in indie wrestling, you're not supposed to touch them, but you're so close, and then we fight through the crowds. It's kind of complicated to keep the fans from touching them unless your show has security.
Right. So let's make a pact before we go to break, guys. I will not jump the gate.
Not anymore, because you're going to get sued and 10 days in jail.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, one more break, and then we're going to hit that final segment. We're going to talk more about Night of Champions and the experience from Chris Temez. But we will be right back here with the World Wrestling Talk podcast, brought to you by Podnation.
Hey everyone, this is Chris from Comic Cave here with my hetero life mate.
Russ, what's going on, bro?
We're here to inform you that there's a new show from the Podnation label.
Emissions is an automotive show, so if you have any questions about the automotive world in general, they will literally be talking about everything, anything that you would possibly need to know.
Go check out that show, Emissions, here on the Podnation label now.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the World Wrestling Talk podcast, brought to you by Podnation. I am, of course, Chris Walker, here with this amazing group of people. From left to right, we got the Blacknificent One, Luther Black, Torrin Moriarty, the Caveman, Chris Temez, Akil Williams, and Matthew Easy. What's up, guys? You guys having fun today?
I mean, we're just here.
We're just here doing the thing. Just talking a little bit about wrestling. So, Chris, you had the amazing honor, as well as some other guys from the World Wrestling Talk group on Facebook, had the honor of being there for Night of Champions at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
I know that was your first event in years.
It was like no other experience. That was my first event. The last event before this one I went to was a live show in 1997, where I was like my nose was bleeding up in the scenes and stuff like that. I saw like a rare little Stone Cold, and it was a live event, so it was all dark. But this was the first event I went to where it was lit up. Everything, the pyro and everything was just out there. And it was like an experience like no other. I mean, if you guys ever get a chance, the listeners, you've been to WrestleMania 25 and you've been to some events as well. But it's like, I mean, it truly is a show better than anything that I know of anyway. Highlights were for me, I got to see Kevin Owens. We have video footage of stuff like that now,
You're looking at it right now, actually.
Oh, okay. And so, yeah, Kevin Owens was there, and I was, like, screaming and hollering. And then New Day came out, and they're always entertaining. The best part was seeing Dean Ambrose come, and then you see Roman Reigns come down the stairs, and all those people it's just like a flock of just people just coming in. Then you have the wave. People did the wave, and then it truly is like a show. It's a spectacle, Another highlight was the most interesting and the most like magnificent thing was the cell phones, the fireflies. The whole stadium was nothing, no lights were gone. The only thing that was lit were the cell phones, and they lit the entire stadium. There were no stage lights, there were no lights on. It was just the cell phones, and it was like, I've
been a part of that before.
You look around and you see it, and you just like, it's an awe. It's just
surreal.
Like, wow, yeah, it is surreal.
Yeah, I think speaking on that entrance,
Yeah.
right now that's the best. That's gonna go down as one of the greatest entrances of all time.
It really is.
It really will with the lights. At first, I thought it was like, oh, they just using lights or whatever. You just pick up. You get something when you're in the line outside waiting to get in. But it's really their cell phone. But speaking on when I went to WrestleMania 25, I experienced probably the greatest match with Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. Even though I was in the nosebleeds, the only bad thing being at WrestleMania 25 was that wait to get inside the stadium, that 2-hour wait. And being there, WrestleMania being my first wrestling experience, I was in awe.
Yeah.
And watching that fight, I didn't know who was gonna win. I thought the streak was gonna be broken, honestly. But with the link, I think that was really like the first time Undertaker had a fight where it was like multiple kickouts left and right every 2 minutes with every finisher and everything. And being at a wrestling event, and especially WrestleMania, that was when they did the Hall of Fame and Stone Cold came out. Everybody like put their hands up when he put his hands up and everything with the middle finger and everything. That was crazy. So WrestleMania was just being at a wrestling experience. You haven't been to one, anyone. You go to Night of Champions, SummerSlam, anything.
It's a very, I mean, it's a surreal moment. It's a big event. I would love to go back again. Hopefully. And then, the ring I was sitting really close. I wasn't up there. I was like really close.
I saw you on TV.
Oh, thank you. I was hoping I didn't look too fat. But yeah, it was an experience. You got to see the pyrotechnics. You could feel the heat when Kane came out. Boom. And you felt the heat come out. And then it's just loud. Like for the first time ever, I mean, I kind of marked out when I saw finally got to see a 3D done in real life right in front of my face. And it's just like, wow. It's breathtaking.
My first time, I've only been to 2 wrestling events, and they were both WWE live. I went to one at Toyota. They were both at Toyota Center, but the first one I went to, it was so cool. The part where this is when Cody Rhodes was putting bags on people's faces.
Yeah. And
I was just like, Cody, put a bag on my face. It was just an awesome moment. But I'll tell you, that feeling you have when you saw the 3D.
Yeah.
It's something similar. I remember seeing Evan Bourne do the shooting star press.
And yeah, Neville was there, and I was like, whoa,
Oh, it was so amazing. And, John Cena was there. I took a picture of him
I
winning.
want to, not to interrupt you right quick, but I'm going to interrupt you because I'm Comic Cave. But
okay.
The TV, they do not do these guys justice. I mean, when I saw Cena, Ryback, these guys, brick shithouse. I mean, huge. You know how guys, they like to flex or show off their muscle stuff. Cena didn't even have to do that. I mean, he was just muscled out. Ryback was just, I mean, he was a big brick shit. amazingly, the person that amazed me were, you see on TV, he's like, oh, he's like an average guy. Stardust. Stardust is huge. Like, he's a big dude. And I'm just like, TV doesn't do these guys justice and then I saw the magnificent, the beautiful Miss Eden Styles. Oh my God. You guys, I fell in love. And I saw Renee Young, and I got to see,
You said Mae Young.
I mean, not Mae Young.
No, he said Renee. You said
Renee Young. And then Alicia Fox. I mean, oh my God, these women are beautiful. I mean, TV, yeah, but in real life, just simply beauty. It's like they have like little rose petals and sparkles, like coming down like an aura.
Okay, Chris.
I'm just saying.
Calm down now,
Kevin
buddy.
Steen?
Calm down.
The what?
What about Kevin Steen?
Kevin Steen?
Yeah, how did he?
Owens.
Oh, Owens. My
Kevin
bad.
Owens. Kevin Owens. Oh my God! Like I'm a big Kevin Owens fan. I was yelling "Fight Owens, fight!" and I was like, whenever he won the title, I was like, "The real champion, yeah!" And I was going at it. But Kevin Owens he's a little bigger in real life. His tummy is a little bigger in real life. But I was waiting for him to do the pop-up power bomb to Ryback, but that didn't happen.
Of course it wouldn't happen. That's why he needs a new
Ryback's
finish.
a brick shit house. I mean, he's a big dude.
Ryback can't jump. Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, so Luther, since we're talking about wrestling, wait a minute, Torrin, have you been to a wrestling event?
I've been to the WCW when Sting appeared with the black and white face paint. So that was a long time ago.
But you were there for one of the iconic moments in history.
Yeah, I was all the way
Where Sting was?
You might want to say that, but I just remember the atmosphere. I remember the popcorn prices because that was outrageous. But that moment that lasts with you, and I can agree with what the other two gentlemen said, that the TV does them no justice.
Right. Oh no,
Sting was pretty big too. He's tall, dude.
What you guys are about to see right now is a picture from the last time I went to a WWE event. It was in January of this year. I picked the seats. It was for my brother's birthday. I picked the seats because I knew where Roman would be coming down. And what you're looking at is a fan grabbing Roman Reigns' neck. That's right. This lady, he was walking down and we were all excited. Next thing you know, she just go, oh. And Roman's like, what are you doing, lady?
Yeah.
It's an awesome event. But since we're talking about live events, Luther, you wrestle in these things. So let's end with Luther. What's it like being in the ring, man?
It's standing behind that curtain, first of all, getting ready to come out for your match. I feel like I'm gonna float away. Like the butterflies just start going. I don't know if these people are gonna hate me, like me. So I come through the curtain, and just to hear all those people screaming your name, dancing with you, or even, if they hate you, if they're booing you, that's what you want. That's what you're supposed to get from the fans. They're supposed to love you or hate you. So coming out and these fans are cheering my name and they want pictures and shirts, and then I get in the ring and I do these things. I have a move called the tornado punch. It's basically I springboard, I spin in the air, and I come down with a punch.
Ooh.
I do it and people are in awe. It is, I in the video actually that you're gonna post, I actually do the move.
Okay.
So, being in that ring, working with the people that you work with, it's an amazing feeling. It's something, everybody thinks when we start in this business, they go, oh, you want to be in WWE? I go, no, I want to be a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
WWE is just a piece of the pie.
It's like the Mecca. It's like
yes, that's
like you've made it.
That's the big bonus.
Yeah.
Because people say you go to WWE, you make it. Some people say if you go to New Japan, you make it. I look at it as if you come up and they send you to Japan and you survive in Japan, and you go to the Harley Race training camp and you survive that.
Oh my.
You go to the Noah training camp and you survive that. You can make it in WWE.
Now, as a professional wrestler and the career that you're going to embark on is great. I'll be honest, would you like to be a heel or would you like to be a face?
It's easier being a heel
Yeah.
because, you just get to beat everybody up.
Yeah.
Being a face, see, as a heel, I won't be able to do as much of the things that I would like to do as a cruiserweight.
Yeah.
Because the other guy has to be the popular one, the good guy. I cannot out wrestle the good guy when I'm a heel. As a face, I can out wrestle him, but I have to take a beating. So, I enjoy being a face. I enjoy being a heel. So I'm happy. I really wish I can get that Stone Cold Undertaker factor where it's like, you got these guys that hate you, these guys that love you, but you're in the middle.
Yeah.
That's the factor that I want, but I'm not a monster.
That's
so.
like the Cena thing. That's like the.
No, not at all.
No, not Cena. Not
I
Cena.
mean, you could do like CM Punk did after he delivered his pipe bomb, because after that he never got booed even when he was a heel.
This is true, but I mean, same thing with Randy Orton. It's just one of those things. It's not something that I can do. It's something that the fans have to feel for themselves. Because, okay, my gimmick as a face is I'm the Magnificent Fireman. I come out to Ohio Players Fire. I put on
With
the
a real
fireman
fire
helmet.
coat, by the way,
yes,
guys.
Everything is legit. Real fireman jacket, real fireman helmet. It's heavy, it's hot, and I hate it sometimes, but the fans love it and they want it, so that's why I do it.
Did you pick that gimmick or it was given to you?
It was actually given to me by a guy named Richard Brigham. He runs the NTWA promotion, the fire truck spot that I've done. He runs that company, and he actually put that gimmick on me. Because he was like, when I got there, he was like, "Are you good guy, bad guy?" I go, "I'm a heel." He goes, "What's your gimmick?" I go, "I'm just arrogant and cocky. I'm little, but don't take me for granted." He goes, "How you feel about being a fireman?" I'm not gonna lie, me and a bunch of the guys was like, "I don't think that's gonna work."
I would have never saw it from you in high school.
Nobody thought it was gonna work, but I did it. I come out, fans go crazy. Okay, next month I have a cruiserweight title match. It's a 3-way dance with Sebastian Envy and Jason Silver. Look those guys up. Those guys are amazing. Jason Silver is NTWA's baby. The fans loved that guy so much. This is how bad it was. They knew I was supposed to be in this match.
Yeah.
Sebastian Envy was the heel. He goes out. They boo him. Jason Silver goes out. He's the champion. I literally hear from behind the curtain somebody go, "Oh, it's that guy." And I go, "Wow, I hope they don't do me like that." I come through the curtain, the doors are shaking. People are on their feet, the kids are screaming and hollering.
Yeah.
The women are damn near ready to faint, and it's I was like, man, this is amazing. So doing that gimmick, it's kind of crazy. It's working.
Yeah.
So,
Well, guys,
Yeah,
what's up?
I had a quick question. Okay, me watching wrestlers now, like on Raw or anything, they could have good wrestling techniques. They don't have good mic skills. How big of a deal is it to have mic skills? Because you could be a good wrestler, but say for example, The Rock.
That's Roman Reigns. He's a good wrestler, but
but has no
Believe
mic
that.
skills at all. So how big of a deal you think that is?
it's very big, actually. It is something that, you're supposed to train on it day in and day out. Like, I cut promos on the train, on the bus, in the mirror. Sometimes I'm cutting promos and I don't even realize I'm doing it, because if you can't work a mic, you get Paul Heyman, because Paul Heyman can work a mic. Brock Lesnar cannot talk for nothing in the world.
Paul, say something stupid.
But you would never know that, because he would rarely have the microphone. It will always be Paul Heyman talking. Facial expressions and being able to work a microphone are important. Guys that wear masks, besides luchadors, they can't work the microphone, and their facial expressions, we have what we call selling. If I punch you and you look the way you looked before I punched you, after I punched you, your trainer's gonna go,
You didn't sell that.
find a
punch.
mask.
Yeah.
Go get a mask.
Because I always felt like Kane. I feel like, first of all, I feel like they messed up his role, his character, by him talking. So I think being silent as well kind of works too as well. Like Kane, for like when he came out the day after the fight with Hell in a Cell with Shawn Michaels Undertaker, like that Monday night, the way Paul Bearer was hyping him up, the crowds were looking scared. Like they was actually looking scared. He didn't say nothing for a while, for him. So you could have if you don't have mic skills, you could just be quiet and be intimidating as well.
But you're gonna have a manager at your side. I like to comment on the whole PG era deal. It's not something Vince wanted to do, But as I said earlier, wrestling evolves with the crowd. When everybody didn't want to hear eat your vitamins, say your prayers, they got give me a hell yeah.
Yeah.
After you got give me a hell yeah, you got hustle, loyalty, respect. After you got hustle, loyalty, respect, you got yes and no. So
Maybe.
you know,
week in, week out,
you know,
basically.
with guys like Big Show, like Kane, like The Undertaker, they had to water them down because kids were having nightmares. People were deathly afraid of this man. So, like, okay, we're gonna talk about a horror movie here. See No Evil.
Crap.
Kane would actually snap during filming that because, you know, people think, oh, that's just a gimmick. You know, he just does that for wrestling. Oh, in real life, he's trying to run for Senate or he's trying to be a mayor or governor or something. Kane will actually snap. People fear that. It was, if you look,
Like
they
snap,
have it
like
in-
attitude change. Is
like no, like okay, like he was trying to stuff the black guy into the cage or whatever.
yeah.
And he started literally legit choking him. So they had to jump on top of him and go, calm down, calm down.
Yeah.
So basically, that time when he took his mask off, when you know the Stone Cold's manager, that was kind of real. Almost that kind of played into his real life character when he first came. I watched it today on YouTube. I watched the one. Y'all probably remember this segment when Stone Cold it was Raw and he chokeslammed Eric Bischoff, and then that third, I think it was SmackDown when Stone Cold showed. It was probably next Monday. I think he showed the fans how. Like the fans was cheering him, and
Yeah.
Kane snapped. He choked. He did some to Jim Ross. He put him on fire. So that character right there was kind of real, you could say.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's why they had him remove his mask and put in the demon eye contact and stuff like that because they had to turn it down because it was something that. Okay, you guys remember the Stone Cold spot where he went to can't remember the guy's name. He went to his house and the guy
Oh,
pulled the
Brian
gun.
Pillman.
That's not something people. That's not something that they talk to the TV network about. So you know, after that point, it was like no more going to people's houses for a while, no more weapons, stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
I think that's the only time they used a gun.
And then but then like I was saying, they pulled back using weapons for a while because it was like kids watch this, and even though we tell them don't do this at home,
Yeah.
they'll try
They're
to
still gonna do
I
it at
want to
home.
hit you with one of these chairs right now.
Well, you know what I wish, I see it on TV, but I wish the whole train would come to my house. I'm just saying that right now. But
All right, we're leaving.
Yeah.
No one's coming to your house, but thank you guys. Thank you all for being here. We're going to get out of here. First of all, Luther Black, man, I'm so happy you came today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
being
me.
on. So when can we catch you next, man? I heard you got a match this weekend.
Yeah.
All right, where at? What's going on?
Oh, okay. This is going to be at the VFW Hall, post 8905. It's off. It's off the 290s freeway.
Houston, Texas.
So it's in Houston.
It's in Houston. It's off 290s freeway. 2901 Northwest Freeway.
Okay.
VFW Hall, post 8905. Lone Star Championship Wrestling. Me and my tag partner are looking to claim tag team gold this weekend.
All right, man. Well, if I can't make it there personally, we will be with you in spirit. Guys, I think we need to go out and support our indie wrestlers.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's something we
please.
talk about in World Wrestling Talk group, which, by the way, links to that are down below. Go on and join that. Torin, thank you for being here today, man.
No problem, man.
All right, and Akil and Matthew, we hope to hear more from you guys in Podnation soon.
Yes, sir.
You will.
I appreciate
Definitely.
it.
All right, and Chris Temez, as usual, the
I'm going
boss
back in
man.
my cave. I'm going back to read my comics. I'm going to go see my movies. I'm done with this World Wrestling Talk. I'm out of here.
He's done until next time. And guys, we got some great things for Podnation coming up. Game, Grok, emissions, all of it. Comic Cave, of course. So be sure to check that out. The links are down below. For World Wrestling Talk Podcast, I am Chris Walker, and we will talk when the bell rings again.